Can I make you put your phone down?
Hello, hello, hello.
Mountains are still being moved. Strongholds are still being loosed. Now I believe. 'Cause now I can see that wonders are still what you do.
As you join, kindly share the link so we can have other people join the conversation. Thank you.
Bodies are still being raised. Giants are still being slain. Now I believe, 'cause now I can see that.
Joining, let me know where you're watching me from, and share the link so we can get more people in this conversation. Thank you.
Set our hearts on you. Set our hearts on you. Come and do. Say we need.
Hi Kay, how are you? Let me know where you're watching me from.
I will believe it. Now I can see that wonders are still what you do. We are here.
Hello Diamond, welcome, welcome. Let's share the link so we can get more people up in here.
Say we are here. We are here.
And let me know where you're watching me from.
Come and do. Set our hearts on you. Set our hearts on you. Come and do. Now somebody raises up. This is a move. Say this is a move. This is a move. We're standing right in the middle of it. This is a move. Miracle signs and wonders.
From Nigeria, Olajide, welcome, welcome. Olufemi, welcome. Let us know where you're watching me from. Prince, welcome. Let me know where you're watching me from. I hope the music is not too loud. Germany. Yes. Welcome, welcome.
You're healed in His presence. This is a move.
Bolaji, my cousin, my beautiful cousin, mwah, from Nigeria. Toastam, welcome, welcome from Toronto. Welcome. You guys kindly share the link so that we can get more people in the conversation. So in the meantime, we're just gonna listen to music and wait for some people to join us. Then we can start talking. It's too loud? Okay, let's put the volume down. Thank you. Hi Ian, long time. From Edmonton, Calgary, right? Welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from, since we know the world is the global village. Yummy, welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. And kindly share the link so we can get more people up in here. I've been writing you, but you don't reply in your inbox. Any problem? Olajide, I'm sorry. I have a lot of messages in my inbox and I cannot get to everybody. But hopefully I will get to you. Do not get offended. Saving Grace. Welcome. Please let us know where you're watching us from. Welcome, welcome. Kindly share the link so we can get more people in this conversation. Kindly share the link. Let's get more people up in here before we start talking. So for the meantime, let's listen to some nice melody. Hola Milekan, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you're watching us from. Olajide, I hope I answered your question. No offense taken personally. I just have a lot of messages and I have not been able to get to everybody. Let's share the link and get more people up in here. We want to have a full conversation. I don't want to be the one talking, only me. I want to see comments. I want us to socialize, since we know the world is a global village. Let's share the link and get more people up in here. So give it about 1 more minute and then we can start conversing. So I'm sure most people are in their home. Very few are outside, and those are the ones that have to work. And God bless them. From Dublin. Oh, welcome, welcome all the way from Dublin. How are you over there? What time is it over there in Dublin? Lindy, welcome Lindy, welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're watching from and send a link out so we can get more people in here. From Abuja. Oh, welcome, you see. Welcome, welcome. Please share the link. Let's get more people up in this conversation. Thank you. Let's share the link. About 1 more minute. Let's share the link. Or like more like 40 seconds. Let's share the link so we can get more people in here and we can have a conversation. If you're not home relaxing, what are you doing? Are you working? Are you at work? Like, let us know what's going on. If you're not at home, that is. But most people should be at home, keeping safe and saving lives the best way we can. Fola, welcome Fola. Let us know where you're watching from. It's 11 p.m. Oh, 11:04 p.m. It's 6:04 p.m. over here. You're welcome. Akimba Wale, you're welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. The world is a global village. We have people from Germany, from Abuja, from Toronto, from what was the other, from Dublin. Let us know where you're watching from. And not only that you are in Dublin, are you in your kitchen? Are you in your bedroom? Are you in the living room? Where are you exactly? Let's share the link. Let's share the link. I'm also sharing links on my end. So reason being,
So listen, tonight is gonna be.
we haven't started yet. So kindly share the link so that we can get more people in the conversation and we can start talking. And if you have any subjects, specifically subjects you would like to discuss, hey, don't be shy, discuss.
Just for him to do exactly what he wants to do. All right. So bodies are being healed tonight. I need you to say it. Bodies are being healed tonight.
Send messages
Bodies are being set free tonight. We come against
so everybody can see your topics. Ibadan, Nigeria. Oh, welcome, welcome.
We come against anxiety in this room. The enemy knows that
Taiwo, oh, my beautiful cousin. Mwah. Welcome, welcome. Kindly share the link. When you share the link, let us know where you're watching from. And let us know if you're in your living room, you're in the bathroom, you're in the kitchen, eating and eating like we've all been doing, more than usual. Let us know if you're in the front yard, in the backyard. Let us know. From US, welcome, welcome.
I declare that salvation is happening in this room tonight.
Yes, salvation.
Deliverance is, y'all ain't saying nothing. I need you to say it. Deliverance is happening in this room tonight.
Welcome, guys, welcome.
So let's go hard. We're gonna go real hard for Jesus.
Please share the link. Let's get more people up in here. Let's share the link.
If you gotta take your shoes
Let's
off-
share the link. Let's share the link.
Okay, wait. But don't take off nothing that's inappropriate.
Let's share the link.
Just keep your shirt on, keep your jeans. You can take off your
Okay.
pants, your headband, and your hair. But don't take off your shirt.
Ooh, keto. So I've paused the music. Now let's go and chat. Some people are sending me private messages. This is not the time to have private messages. Join me here live and speak to me. Abola De Sunday. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. Welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from, and kindly share the link so we can get more people in the conversation. Right here from Brampton. Yes, Brampton. Bumitu from Brampton. Brampton connection. Welcome. So are you in your living room, flipping channel, watching Netflix or YouTube, or you're in the kitchen cooking up something delicious? Because that's what most of us have been doing 24/7. Okay, I want to see you guys comment. Let's talk about what's going on right now. And before we start, of course, my name is Adela Dende, your host. And I'm here to speak. Not just to speak, but actually to have a conversation. So I would like us to discuss. We're just going to be here for maybe 30 minutes, not even up to 30 minutes, because I know a lot of people have evening program, especially those who are doing church online. They have on Wednesdays is mostly church event, so we're not going to be online for too long. But kindly, when we're done, follow on Adiba Connector so that next time we're on, you get the link, you get the updates. And you can also follow me on Ade_babes on Instagram. You can follow me business link Adiba Connector on Instagram also. So, but Adiba Sisi Mama Olami is my personal link on Facebook, and I'm sure I've reached my max, so I'm not able to add any more friends. But you can still definitely link me up on the group Adiba Connector. You can chat up with me, follow me there also. CJ, Don, Taiwo, John. Welcome guys. Let me know where you're watching us from, and let's discuss. Let me share the link so we can get more people in the conversation. So how are you guys? How are you coping? What's going on in the city, in the country where you're at? What's going on? How are you coping? What do you think is going on at the moment? And this is question and answer, please. I don't want to be questioning and answering by myself. Answer by sending comments. I'll read it out loud. I'm sure we can all read, but I will read it out loud for those who are not really looking, but they're just listening. So, comments, let's know what is going on in the area, in your community, in your home. Abola this Sunday from Italy in my bed. Hey, yeah, I'm sure it's like, what time is it? Maybe around 11 or 12 at that in Italy. So you're very comfy. So you're in Italy. How is it in Italy? Can you give us a little understanding what's going on in Italy at the moment? Let us hear from you. Don't be shy. Send your comments. I'm going to read it out loud. Let's know what's going on in Italy at the moment. Are things actually getting better, or are they really getting worse? Because yeah, social media carries so much stories. So for someone that is direct link in Italy, let's hear from you. What exactly is going on in Italy? Speak to us. And those that are in Canada, those that are in Germany, in Dublin, in Abuja, Nigeria, let's hear from you. What's going on in the city where you're at right now, and what exactly do you think is going on? And some people believe that the pandemic is from God. Some people believe it's from the devil. Nana Speed, welcome Nana. Let us know where you're watching us from. So some people believe that it's nature, is the course of nature. And some people, believe that there's a set of people that have decided that they want to eradicate majority of the population in the world. What are your thoughts? What do you believe? What do you think is the reason of the pandemic? What's going on? And not only what is going on, but how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you coping? Abimbola, stay at home is going on in my state. And which state is that? Ladende. S Bright, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. And how are you coping during this period? Not only why do you think what's happening is happening, but how are you coping during this period? How are you obtaining yourself? Like, how are you? Some people like me, I'm not used to being in the house 24/7. Like, it's crazy. But things that happened even before then that actually prepared me. So I'm just grateful that I was able to get that heads up and adjust accordingly. So for you now, how were you able to cope, or how are you coping presently? Because we're still here, and I am aware Nigeria actually just started their own lockdown yesterday. So they pretty much just started, and I believe we were about 2 weeks to 3 weeks in Canada, and I believe Europe, they've been in it for like over a month now or so. So how are you coping? Italy is very serious now. Everybody indoors right now. Okay, so are people getting better, or what's going on in Italy? Are people actually getting better, or people are actually not getting better? Because even in the States, especially in New York, it's the statistics right now it's going up, and it's very alarming how people are actually passing away in New York at the moment due to this COVID-19. Lagos State, Nigeria for 24 good days. 24 good days, Nigeria. Nigeria, my goodness. Krista Phillips, welcome. See, the thing with Lagos, Nigeria now, it's needed. Definitely it's needed, but the government has to really do their part in trying to keep people at home. It's not easy trying to keep people at home, especially in a state, in a nation where there's no lights, there's no basic amenities, So what do you think, or what do you say about that? Or are you one of the fortunate ones that you're okay, you're able to manage yourself, or those that you actually have to go out and hustle? Because if you don't go out to hustle, you don't eat, you're not able to provide for your family. And as you're joining, let us know where you're watching us from. Alade Babs Thompson, welcome. As you join, let us know where you're watching us from, and also how you're coping. Or share the link first, and then let us know how you're coping during this time, being at home. Ladende, it's interesting you've raised a few conspiracy theories about the cause of the pandemic. Yes, that's the point. I want to hear your opinion. The theories are what I've been hearing, right? So the reason being why I'm mentioning it, because I want to hear your opinion. So what are your thoughts? What do you believe is the reason? Aladebabs, welcome. What do you think is the reason why the pandemic is alive and it's pretty much increasing? It's still dwelling in our present. What are your thoughts towards? And anyone has a thought, anyone has an opinion, has a belief, let's hear it. Some at the moment are using the time to do some online courses, online training. Some are from Dubai, all the way from Dubai. Welcome, Sanusi, welcome. And even though you're in Dubai, are you in your living room? Are you in the bathroom? Are you in the kitchen cooking up something delicious? Are you in the balcony, in the backyard? Let us know. Emilian, my good friend, welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you're watching us from and share the link so we can get more people on the line. So, like I was saying, what do you think is the cause? Italy really need prayer now. Very important. Please, everybody, before we sleep, before we close our eyes, let's continue. Even not just today, but for the rest of the days, as we're praying for ourselves, let's also be praying for Italy. Let's pray. Let's be praying for the world. In fact, let's be praying for the world, because people are dying. People are really, really dying. The funny thing, or the unfortunate thing, is that this is not the first time people are dying. People are dying every day. Like, people are dying every day, but people are not aware, or they're being novice of the deaths that are going on because maybe it's not in their front door. So the reason why being all of a sudden now the world is on standstill is because of what? Is it because it's affecting the politicians? Is it because it's affecting people who are the money makers? Like, what are your opinions? Let me hear. Let me hear what you believe, what you think. And kindly share the link. What are your thoughts? So, and how are you coping during this period? Like I was mentioning before, some people are taking online courses to try to upgrade themselves because of where the world is turning into at the moment. It's uncertainty what's going to happen after the lockdown. Samuel, welcome, Samuel. Let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you're watching us from. What are you doing to cope at the moment? Some people are just praying. Some people are going crazy. Some people are not even sure what to feel or what to think. So what are your thoughts? How are you coping during this period? Let me read some comments. How are you coping during this period? Some people are doing exercises because you should be doing exercises. Ola Oluwa, welcome. Share the link. Let's get more people in the conversation. And let us know where you're watching us from. And also, not only the city, but if you're in the living room, in your bedroom, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, let us know. Let us know where you're watching us from. Yeah, so back to how we're coping during this period of being home. What do you think is the reason for this pandemic? What are your beliefs towards it? What are your theories? What are your thoughts towards the pandemic? And how are you coping on a day-to-day basis? Like I was mentioning, some people are taking online courses. Some people are actually enjoying the time they get to spend with family members. Some people are lonely because they don't have any family members. Some people are just praying. Some people are novice, and some people are going crazy. You know, so how are you coping during this period? How are you managing your day-to-day activities? Exercising, trying to watch what you're eating, because it's not easy when you're home all day and you're busy eating. Are you scared you're going to gain some weight after this? Or you're not even eating enough because you're maybe paranoid? Like, let me know what's going on. Speak to me. You guys are being quiet. I'm not here just to talk. I'm here to have a conversation. Speak. Let me read some comments from you guys. and share the link. Don't be shy. Let me read comments. Don't be shy, guys. Let's have a conversation. That's why we're here. Not just to look at my face. And I'm tired of hearing my own voices. I want other people's opinions and thoughts. So, like a brother mentioned, he said we should really pray for Italy at the moment. And I said we should always remember Italy in our prayers on a daily basis, and just the nation as a whole. Let's pray for the nation as a whole. So let me know what your thoughts are. How are you coping during this period? How are you staying afloat? How are you keeping life? Like, you know, can we make calls? Abola this Sunday. Yes, you can actually make calls. But let me give you a number where you can actually call, because you can't. Hold on. Let me give you a number you can call. Because I'm on this line. You can't call this line. 1 second. Okay, hi guys. Welcome back. Sorry that I had to go on pause for a minute. I had to try to get the number for whoever wants to make phone calls. So the number is area code 1-647-341-7527. So you can actually give us a call there. 1-647-341-7527. Let me write it down for those who are maybe joining us a little bit later. But like I said, we're not going to be on for too long because a couple of people have to attend their church conference, or they have a meeting. But yes, you can definitely give us a call on that line, and then we can talk and let people hear our conversation. But kindly share the link. I hope you guys can hear me well. If you can't hear me, please let me know. Share the link and let's get more people in the conversation, since the ones we have online are a bit shy and I don't know what's going on. They don't want to talk. Ayodele, welcome Ayodele. Let us know where you're watching us from and help us share the link so we can get more people online. So this is actually one of the books I'm reading. Well, I've read it. It's a couple of books actually that I've been reading. So some of us are reading while we are on isolation. This is another book. I started reading it a while ago, but I didn't get to finish it, so I'm still trying to finish up. This is another book. This is actually one of my clients, or soon to be clients. Most of these books. Fola, welcome. Excellent, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from and share the link so we can get more people online. Another book. This one is a book, poetry, province of poetry. Very, very nice. You can get most of them on Amazon actually. Bishop, Sexy Love, welcome on board. Kindly share the link. Hope the number is on WhatsApp. No, sorry, the number is not on WhatsApp. Next time we'll be giving out another number on WhatsApp, but at the moment we don't have that WhatsApp number for you to call at the moment. So if you have a question, it's best for you to just comment it, and then we'll try, or the rest of us will all try to give an answer. Can we see the captions of your book? Well, that would have to be later, but like I mentioned, okay, you can't see the caption of your book. Sorry. This one is Province of Poetry. Fumi Olumade, welcome. That's my big auntie. She's in Scarborough, Canada. So like we're talking about, before I started bringing out books that I've been keeping busy with, as we've been talking about, how are you coping during this period? How are you keeping busy that you're home? What about your children? What about your spouse? How are you guys not, on each other's throats? And also for those who are just home alone, they don't have family, they don't have friends. Well, it's not that you don't, but you're limited. You barely did in the first place. Now, definitely no family, no friends. How are you coping during this period? Speak to us. I've been tell them food never reach in Pori housing estate. We have a lot of old people living in the estate. Okay, old people, the ones in I believe in Nigeria. They say food hasn't reached Ipori housing estate. Please let them know that they have old people in Ipori housing estate. So the people in Nigeria. Welcome, Catherine. Prayer is powerful as long as we don't ignore scientific advice. Yes, definitely. We are not saying, oh, just sit down and be praying, but hey, don't go out when they say don't go out. Wash your hands when they say wash your hands. Cover your wear the mask if you're seeing the symptoms, you're coughing or you have a cold, even if just a common cold. Cover your nose, when you go out. Don't go out when you're not supposed to. We are seeing the reflex side. Please switch so we can read the title. Okay, sorry about that. Hold on. I hope this is better. I hope I'm not messing up with the camera too much. Negro, welcome. Majek, easy morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let us know where you're watching us from. The whole lockdown can be depressing. How do you cope with depression this period? Sometimes I have nightmares. I guess I'm losing it. Give me some advice. Yes. Okay, if anybody else has an advice for Bethlehem, let's comment. Let's give him advice this period of time. He's saying yes, which is truly, some people are going through depression during this time. What can they do to alleviate that depression? All my counselors in the house, kindly speak up. This is the time for you to give some nice advice. I'm still trying to get this camera to make sense. I want you to see my face, not my water and my cup. Oh, can you guys see me better? When you don't have a cameraman, that's what happens. Move to the right a bit. Okay, D Chelson. I'm sorry, D. Welcome, D. I don't want to disturb. I don't want to go and mispronunciation your name. Oh, now we start making courses. Okay, how are you coping with the COVID apart from reading books, watching from oh, you're watching from China. Oh, we have original sauce in the house. Ayodele, welcome. Okay, I hope this is better now. Perfect. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Negro. So let us know where you're watching us from and how you're coping. Mr. Ayodele asked me besides reading book, but let me show you guys the book again because some people didn't get to read it properly. So how am I coping besides reading book? Well, me, I do a lot of my work online, so I'm actually still able to do some work online. I'm still able to do that. But because I work with business partners, I have people who are not able to work, so half of my work has kind of been on alt. So Miss Tina, welcome Tina. Please let us know where you're watching us from and how you're coping during this period. We're here to have a conversation since we're all home, not being able to do much. How are you coping? So this is another, and I hope I'm not going too fast. So someone asked, how are you able to cope during this time? Because a lot of people can actually or are going to fall into depression during this period. So how do you do it? Yes, normally I'm not even the type of person personally that like to speak on the phone. I'm not a phone person. Like I said, I'm on social media, but I still don't like to talk on phone. I'd rather send you a message than have a conversation on with text messages than to actually speak on the phone, and I'm probably still like that. But I'm pushed to actually have to speak to some people over the phone, not because I can't still continue like that, but because I feel or I find that some people actually need you to call them, to speak to them during this period. So Mr. Ubi that asked, being depressed right now is very like is definitely something that is going to be hard to avoid. So how do you cope? Mr. Negro, do you have an advice for how one can cope during this period, so in order not to fall into depression? Please let us know. Share your thoughts. But my one of my opinions is definitely to exercise. So that's one of my opinions, is to exercise. And as you're exercising, eat properly. I know it's hard to eat properly, especially during this time. It's very, very hard. By the time you even get to the grocery stores, most of the food is gone, so you have to make with what you've got in the house. So at the end of the day, you just eat small portions, because you tend to be eating very often since you're home. You eat small portions. Don't be eating like 6-7 full plate of meal. Like, no, snacks. Like, get a lot of snacks. I find when you have, like, especially the fruits, the cookies that doesn't have too much sugar, just, you know, munch on those nuts, munch on them, munch on cucumbers, just munch carrots, munch on things that, you know, will just keep your mouth moving, because you're not really hungry, but because that boredom is what's making you eat, you know. And try to have conversations with family members, with friends. Hi everyone watching from Toronto, Canada. Welcome, sis. So even though you're in Toronto, Canada, where are you exactly? Are you in your living room? Are you in the bathroom? Or are you cooking delicious meal for the family in the kitchen? Where exactly are you in Toronto, Canada, in your house? So so those are the things that I believe you can be doing in order to eradicate or minimize the effect of boredom, which can lead to depression. You know, try to communicate with people who normally you probably wouldn't even communicate with, but because of the situation, and you do not want to fall, you know, below that. Because when you now start falling below boredom, it now means you're going towards isolation. We are isolating from public, doesn't mean you should isolate everyone from your life. No, you can still call people and talk to people, you know. So those are the things you can do. Do like a group chat, family group chat. If you don't have a family group chat, you add a couple of your cousins, your sister, your siblings, you know, uncles. Add them up on a group on WhatsApp or even on Facebook, and then you guys have like a daily conversation. Check up on each other. How you guys doing? Are you good? Are you this? What are you cooking today? What are you eating today? You know, those type of things. Just to have a conversation. Really. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing special. It's things that Lagos and you're in your house. Welcome, Prince. Olawale Victor, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Kindly share the link to get more people in the conversation. So, besides that too, what else can you do? Most people that have children, it's a 50-50. You're either going crazy because they're driving you crazy, or actually it helps because it keeps you busy. You know, having kids can actually keep you busy in the house. Instead of having to be isolated by yourself. There's no one in the home, no family members and stuff. And I know a lot of people that are actually from Canada, but they're in Nigeria, you know, and they're unable to come back to Canada at the moment. So the funny thing is, life happens. So how are you coping? Where are you? Are you where you're based, or did you travel and you're stuck? Like, let us know what's going on with you. Omini, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. And let us know, what are your thoughts towards this situation? What are your conspiracy, your theories? What are your beliefs? Do you think it's God-given pandemic? Do you think is the devil's pandemic? Do you think it's is nature? And do you believe that there are just those few people who are trying to eliminate or decrease the population of the earth? What are your thoughts towards this pandemic? And how are you coping? Now look at me. Like, look at me. My nails. I'm the type of lady that gets her nails done all the time. And I'm not able to do nothing. I had to cut my nails. This one I have a bandage on. I had to cut it because it was hurting me. You know, it's hurting me. And I had to cut it. Some people say that is the wrong link. Oh, okay. So, you know, some people don't have the actual link. Just from watching the video, just click the link. I mean, just click share from watching the video. That's it. When you just click share, you'll be good. Just click share from watching the video. You're able to get other people to get in the conversation. Catherine from Ontario, Canada. I think it's conspiracy theory. Oh, interesting. Why do you think it's conspiracy theory? Give us enlighten us just a little bit. And who else? Someone else was just having a conversation. Who is this? I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody's comment here. Okay, Bright says, I guess the lockdown is difficult to leave, but one way to manage depression from the imposed isolation is to come up with a creative way of doing things or try doing new things. Keep the mind and body active, i.e. read, watch movies, exercise, and stay in touch with family and friends. Well said, well said. Exactly what I've been saying, all in a nutshell. So that's one way to deal with. Those are a couple of ways to deal with depression or not falling into depression during this period. Sorry guys, so much comments coming in now. I played video games with my kids. You see, the advantage of having kids right now is like, yay, because they keep you active, they keep you busy, even when you're tired and you're like starting to fall into something you're not supposed to fall into. They come and be knocking the door, mommy, daddy, I'm hungry, or you know, they start playing games, and you know, it's actually great. It's great when you have kids. Sorry, I'm watching from London in my bedroom. Nice and comfy. That's great. But I'm sure in your bedroom, maybe you have some kind of snacks in the bedroom with you. And before joining, were you watching a movie? What were you doing? Austin Francis, welcome, welcome, welcome. Where are you watching us from? Tayo, where are you watching us from? Let us know, and kindly share the link so we can get more people in the conversation. Why do you keep very long nails? I love, love, love my nails. Naturally, I actually have nice nails. Romina, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. I actually have nice nails, but because I'm very active with my fingers, so they tend to break very, very easily. And then, you know, you're scratching somebody, or you're scratching yourself, your hair gets caught into it. So reason why I actually put like a coat over it. And the reason why I like it nice and long is just because I'm used to having long nails and it does not disrupt me. But with the lockdown and stuff, I can't get it redone. So now it's hurting because I'm still active with my fingers. So I had to kind of cut it down. So some are still surviving, but I'm sure before the end of the pandemic, it's all going to be gone. But yes, so some people are saying that yes, it's a conspiracy. The pandemic is a conspiracy. And I'm asking, why do they believe it's a conspiracy? Tayo says, no, it's not. Avoid obsessing over endless coronavirus coverage. I definitely agree with that. You have to avoid just listening to news on corona. Man, Sometimes you just have to shut off the news stations. You know, you're not supposed to be the one listening to every news. You don't have to watch every station. Kids are fun, but a handful right now. Oh, Catherine, believe me, yes they are. Yes they are. But you know the fun from London. Welcome, Yemi Famutimi. Welcome. Yes, they're a handful, but you know what? You just have to be thankful, because those who don't have kids or who don't have any family members, what they're going through, oh my goodness, you do not want to be going through what they're going through. So you just have to thank God you have kids to keep you busy. You have to, and this is a good time for some people to get to know their children. Some people don't know their kids, or some kids don't want you to know them, especially the teenagers and the young adults. So it's time to start having some family game nights and keeping busy. It's not, Francis, it's not what? That's not what you're talking about. What is not? Is not a conspiracy? If it's not a conspiracy, what do you think it is? Is it divine? Is it from the devil? What do you think it is? Some people trying to eradicate the population? What do you think it is? Let us know. How are you coping? How are you coping during this time? You know, some people have mentioned exercise. Try to avoid watching excess news coverage on the COVID-19. Especially the teenagers, time to have more time to one-on-one time with them. Yes, definitely. The teenagers, but you know the funny thing is, they're still isolated. They're so used to the isolation that to them it's just like, yeah, whatever. And they don't want to communicate with you. So how are you trying to, like, what are the steps you're taking, Evelyn, to communicate with your teenagers at home, even during this time? Oh, the conspiracy. Austin Francis says, no, it's not to the conspiracy. Okay, so what are your theories? What are your beliefs? What do you think is the reason behind the pandemic, the COVID-19? And how are you coping? Like, you know, how are you living day to day through this lockdown at the moment? How are you coping? In fact, since the lockdown here in Canada, the kids had a week of March break, which, like, there's no school. So from the week of March break, and then I believe now it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks since the lockdown, like the official lockdown. So it's been 3 weeks, and boy oh boy, this is the first time I'm actually putting on like lipstick, and it's not even lipstick, it's just lip gloss. Oh boy. It's all about controlling the economy and can be linked spiritually as well. Okay, but then if it's conspiracy, can we also say it's spiritual? Does that work hand in hand at all? Like, explain, Catherine. Or do you believe those who are behind the conspiracy are using spirituality to put out their work so that they can get away with it? What are you thinking exactly? And then if it's for the economy, how is the economy benefiting, or how is it going to benefit from the COVID-19? Because most things are on lockdown. I mean, clean your home during lockdown. Okay. Also, they say you should clean your home or be busy. Stay busy. Exercise. Move your body. Clean your home during the lockdown. Emmanuel Ozaki, welcome. Kindly let us know where you're watching us from, and share the link so that we can get more people up in here. We're talking about either it's conspiracy, it's spirituality, why the COVID-19 is on fire at the moment. Welcome, Wasiu, welcome. And we're talking about how you're coping during this period, especially mentally. How you're coping mentally during this period. You can't do much physically, but you still have to move physically. You still got to do something. So what are you doing physically to keep yourself intact? And even though we are bound to eating 24/7, how are you coping that you're not able, or what are the tricks you're using in order not to overeat during this period of time? Let us know. Wasil, let us know where you're watching us from, and also where you're watching us, meaning that are you in the room, are you in the bathroom, are you in the kitchen cooking for the family, or you're in the living room with the kids, with the family enjoying, or you're outside, because right now it's to 7 in Canada. So where are you watching us from? Let's know. Tayo, okay. Tayo is saying that it's serious and it has the potential to affect the very breath in our nostrils, our very life. So it cannot be ignored. Nearly everything we should be doing now should be about how to survive it. Okay, but like explain, give us a little bit more details, Tayo. How to survive it? I guess us being home is being able to survive it. Like, what are you doing when you're at home if you're not one of the front workers? What are you doing at home to be able to survive this period? And not only mentally, physically, spiritually, but also financially. What are you coping? In some parts of the world, yes, the government is helping, but by the time even the government helps, there's a gap where the family or individuals are unable to actually sustain themselves, before the family help assistance actually kicks in. And in some places that we know, like the nation of Nigeria, the country of Nigeria, where they have not even seen $1, 1 naira. Like, how are they supposed to be coping during this period? It's like pretty much like a famine time, or how do we say it in the Bible, the famine period. Excellence. Welcome, Excellence. It has nothing to do with spirituality. The fear instilled in people will create new markets for multinational companies. Economies are gonna be shut down for almost 6 months. Thereafter, businesses will pop up. So the businesses that are popping up, are they new businesses or old businesses? And what type of businesses do you think is going to be popping up after the pandemic? And even though you say it's not spirituality, it's not spiritual, it has nothing to do with spirituality, how are people supposed to really cope during this time? When there's a pandemic, it's a fact that some industries or people and countries will emerge and benefit. Yes, agreed. Do you think the world will be the same after the pandemic? If not, what areas are we expecting major adjustment in our daily routine? Seriously, we would definitely have to go do some research, personal research on that. The world is definitely not going to be the same. It's going to be worse for some and it's going to be better for some. That's my belief. So it's for one to try to perceive where which industry, which area is going to survive, is going to strive after the pandemic, and try to tap into that so that you're not left behind. Especially when it comes to job, businesses, you have to try to find out what is going to survive. The world will never be the same again. Yes, thank you. The world can never be the same again. Every day the world is not even the same. Let's not now talk about during the effect of the pandemic. The world is not the same every day. Sorry guys, I hope my battery is not failing me here. No, I don't think I can. Sorry guys, I had to move my a little bit because I hope you can still see me well. I had to plug in my phone. So I'm still here. Welcome, Derek. Welcome, Toby. Seek professional help. Negro says seek professional help if you're really struggling. Yes, you should. But we need to be careful with the vaccine being talked about now, as there's a talk of it being a digital vaccine. Yes, okay, let me talk about Negro. So Negro says we should seek professional help if you're really struggling. I agree. But now in places like Nigeria, like really, what advices do we have for people in Nigeria that seeking professional help is not even like, is it even a subject? And regarding the vaccine of maybe the conspiracy, we do not know, of being a digital vaccine, yes, I believe before we start putting anything in our body, first, even before this COVID-19, you ought to be very careful what you're accepting to put in your body. You have to be very, very careful. You don't just jump into it because everybody's doing it. You have to be very, very careful. That's been hyped by Bill Gates. Yeah, it's all on people's beliefs, people's thoughts, But Pastor Jimmy, wow, welcome, Pastor Jimmy. Where are you watching us from? I hope you guys can hear me well. Where are you watching us from? And we're on the topic of being the world being a global village, but yet being standing still at the moment. How are you coping? So from advices in exercising, being active, cleaning your home, playing, try to get to know your children, especially the teenagers, reading books. Bright says, I agree with Catherine Adequo that the pandemic could be about the economy to some extent. Italy, for example, has one of the world's oldest population, and the virus is killing more of old people. So in the long run, government will have reduced spending on social welfare, plus the gain it will make from inheritance tax. This is a whole different ballgame. Inheritance tax from the deceased. Okay, but I have a question. Rude boy, welcome. Okay, so, but is it the... Oh, okay. So the government is going to gain profit from the tax that the family of the deceased is going to inherit, right? Rude boy, welcome. Yomi Olawumi, welcome back. Fartune, my girl, how you doing? Let us know where you guys are watching us from, and how are you coping during this COVID-19 period? How are you keeping yourself mentally stimulated? And what are your beliefs? What are your fears? What are your assumptions? What could be the cause of this pandemic? Yes. So, anyone else has an answer for Pastor Jimmy? What could be the cause of this pandemic? Some people have mentioned that it's a conspiracy. Some have mentioned it's for economic gain, and some have mentioned it's a cause of spirituality. Some are doing well during this period, and some are not doing quite well during this period. Which one are you? Where do you fall in? Are you one of those that are coping, doing all right, or one of those that are not doing so well? One of the things that I said also is that you should try to communicate with people. Try to communicate with people. Just because they say isolation, they didn't say you can't talk to people on social media. So try to communicate with people. Papula, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Yeah, welcome to the conversation. I keep tilting. Let me come back. Bring the camera back to me a bit. Folks should know that 80% of patients with mild symptoms will fully recover just like common cold without needing hospitalization or getting on the ventilator. People need this reassurance. Yes, agreed. Because people are going crazy. But then also, maybe it depends on what part of the world you're in. Some people know this information, reason being why they decide they don't want to sit in the house. They don't want to stay home because they feel they're young and, they're going to get over it. But you might be young and get over it, but then you don't know who you're passing you don't know who you're passing the virus to. So that's why you need to sit your bum at home so that you don't go and infect other people. So yes, agreed. Most people will survive this issue, but the funny thing, the world is not made up of just young people now, is it? It's not. Rude boy, my question is, when Trump said it came from China and China said U.S. generals planted this to cut population, you see, that's a conspiracy a couple of people are saying, is it came from China to cut the population. Some people say it's because of the businesses that are going to be booming right after, for government or businesses to make money. Okay, you're in Nigeria. You heard Bill Gates, they want to use the vaccine in Africa to kill our kind. Why don't they start in Italy and USA? Well, that's a good question. Anyone in Africa that wants to take vaccine should be asking the same question. Don't be collecting vaccine. If you know the vaccine is actually good for you, they'll probably ask you to pay for it. It won't be free. So if they're giving it to you for free, there's a question mark. So Olawumi, Elumuyiwa, I'm so sorry. Welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from and how are you coping during this pandemic. What are your beliefs that the reasoning behind the pandemic? Some people believe it is conspiracy. Practice personal hygiene. Yes, people. Practice personal hygiene. Definitely. Not only for yourself in the home, but also for people outside. Because when you do have to go outside to go buy groceries, yes, you want to be clean, and which helps your immune system, definitely. And if you have vitamins at home, use the vitamins, natural remedies to use them. I believe oranges, a lot of things that is what do you call it? That is rich in vitamin C. You should try to put your hands on that. Rude boy, Sammy, where are you watching us from? And also, some people during this time are thinking, what are their purpose in life? What are your purpose in life? Like, at this moment, this is the time to reflect personally. How do you want to come out after this? Antioxidants. Example. Antioxidant example. Give us example. I like the way you explain the hygiene part. Good job. Thank you. Doing the best I can with your help. Yes, so some people are believing right now, not some people are believing, but some people, one of their ways to cope during the situation without having to go into a mental breakdown is, what is the purpose for my life? Because everybody has a purpose. So, what is the purpose for your life? Watching from Dallas, Texas. Okay, personal hygiene will come from Africa where our immune system is tough. My sister is conspiracy. It's conspiracy. Yeah, it's an opinion. Yes, it's conspiracy. A couple of people believe that. But what do you call it? Are you one of those that are thinking, okay, what is my purpose in life? What plan? Why am I on this earth? What's the plan like God has for me? Are you thinking like that, or are you like, oh my God, my business? Yo, how am I gonna take care of my family? Are you like aesthetic? What the outcome is going to be, how you're going to manage? How are you coping? Are you on the positive? Are you on the negative? Or are you neutral? What's your mindset? Where are you emotionally? It is a good time to reflect. You ain't doing much, so reflect. And like someone said earlier also, it's a time to be creative. Think of what you can do creatively that maybe you're not doing before, that you've been thinking, oh, I want to do, but you never got to do it. Think of that. Start doing it. It is part of the natural world, but we generated by eating animals that we should not eat secondarily. The world is interconnected, and China should be transparent at the beginning of this pandemic disease. And we also need to go back to the greater, the God, because at the end of the day, dying is our destination, and we need to know the why we are in here in this world. Yes. Skill Bill, welcome. Fartune, thank you for that piece. Yes, exactly what I'm saying. A lot of people are thinking, while we here on earth, I am essential, still working. Oh, God bless you, Mr. Negro Ode, because you are one of the essential workers that are still in the forefront, that are working, and they're leaving their home, leaving their family every day, to go to work and take care of those that are unable to take care of themselves. So God bless you, continue to protect you, and give you wisdom and give you that which you need to be able to also come out of this situation in good health. God bless you. All our essential workers, we want to say thank you. We know most of them are not being paid well enough. We are pleading that you guys need to start getting paid better, because when it comes down to it, the essential workers, they're not going to be at home like the rest of us. So they do deserve that raise. They do deserve that extra bonus, because these athletes that are getting paid millions will also be sitting home like you and I. They're not going to be in the forefront. So we need to change our perspective when it comes to who should be getting paid more, or how much one profession should be paid. So yes, like Fartune said, we need to know why we are here on earth, and we shouldn't forget that there's a greater being, which is God. And then also she mentioned how the pandemic disease, we're all going to die one day. So we shouldn't be thinking about that really. Nina Amachi, my girl, how you doing? Welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from, and how are you coping during this pandemic time, COVID-19? How are you coping? Do you have any thoughts? Do you think it's a conspiracy? Do you think it's spirituality? Do you think is nature taking its course on us in regards to this COVID-19? What do you think? Yeah, so some people are using this time to reflect. Some people are actually thinking of, ideas that eventually will boom after this whole pandemic. Watching from Toronto, welcome, darling. So what are you doing? I'm praying for God to give me idea that after a pandemic, Me too, I go up. I don't know about you. But yeah, and that's the thing. Watching from Toronto, welcome. Rude Boy says the mind is the strongest thing, which is what you consume mentally. This shows you how much of idiots people are if you think Corona is stronger than God. These people are in the last place. Use the same energy into God. Wake up and realize America is nothing but a business. All they care about is money. Please use the same energy to God. Sorry, your English, we're typing too fast, I guess. Use the same energy. And then you're saying that you're from Dallas. Okay, Dallas, Texas. Welcome. Johnny Walker, welcome, welcome, welcome. So Rude Boy was saying that we shouldn't fall under this conspiracy of America and China, I guess. That at the end of the day, we shouldn't forget that there is God, which is stronger than anything else. Hopefully God will save us from this. Yes, Nena, yes, you're right. Omotola, welcome. Nena says, in the meantime, business ideas should be booming. Yes, that's what we've spoken about before. At this moment, you should start thinking of what you can do so that after the pandemic, are you going to be one of those that are going to be going up, or are you one of those that are going to be going down? You have to think of the industries that are going to be booming after this pandemic and try and tap into it. Try and tap into it. If it's financial advices that you need, hey, start linking up with someone that you know is financially savvy, and try to see maybe what you can invest into that after the pandemic you're going to be able to sustain, or even be able to rise up before, more than before the pandemic. Watching from London, Ontario, welcome. Let us know, are you in your living room, are you in the kitchen, are you in the bathroom, where are you watching us from in London, Ontario? And what do you think about the whole pandemic? How are you coping during this COVID-19? The lockdown is not working well in my city, Benin City. My cousin confirmed that today. People still walking around the streets. See, that's the problem. But yet, Negro, let's ask ourselves this question. Someone actually mentioned in one of my WhatsApp group that we that were in Canada, we should advocate for the Nigerians that are being on lockdown, but yet they don't have lights, they don't have the essentials to survive. So how do you expect them to sit in a house? So please speak to me. Yes, people are still moving around in Benin City, but if the government is not really giving them what is needed, like basic amenities to be able to stay in the home, how do you expect them to stay in the home? And then they're not even giving them maybe funds for feeding for those who have to actually step out of the house on a daily basis to feed themselves. How do you expect them to stay at home? So the government cannot close their eyes to one thing and then open their eyes to one thing and say, oh, because America, because Canada, because Spain, they are saying everybody to shut it down, lock down. The citizen, they will give them money. Nigeria, what are they doing? Yes, I know they said they are giving people, I think, about 30,000 naira. First of all, how are you giving these people 30,000 naira? There's no proper data in Nigeria. We have no choice. We have to cooperate. Yes, in London, Ontario, definitely we can still afford to cooperate. That's the thing. But in Nigeria now, they can't. A lot of them cannot afford to cooperate. So how do you expect them to sit in their house? They don't have food in the fridge. Do they even have fridge? Because there's no lights. So even if you decide to go shopping, overshop today, tomorrow, 2 days from now, everything is spoiled. So how do we expect them to actually survive being in the house without having to go to work and hustle? It's impossible now. It's like you're pretty much telling them to go and die, and you're saying for their greater good. They'd rather go out and hustle and think of bread to eat for themselves and for their family than to be thinking of COVID-19 up and down the place. They've seen worse than COVID-19. That's the problem in Nigeria. A lot of them have seen worse than COVID-19 and they are surviving. But the government has to do more. And I believe that's one of the reasons why people are not listening. It's not because they don't understand, but when they've been dealing with malaria, what did government do? Did they say they should sit in their house? When they are dealing with what's this other someone should help me out. What's this other sickness that they had in Nigeria, or they have in Nigeria besides malaria. You know, Eyitemi, welcome. Eyitemi, welcome. Please let us know where you're watching us from. But you know, how do you expect them to sit in their house? To them, it's nothing new. COVID-19 is nothing new now. So they've been surviving. Is it now COVID-19 will now tell them to go and sit in their house? How are they going to feed their children? It's not possible. Nigeria that said they're going to give them 30,000 naira. Okay, let's say no problem. At least you are giving people 30,000 naira. How are people going to get that 13,000 naira? Now, that is the question. Thank you, Rude Boy. Thank you. How are people going to get the 30,000 naira? You don't have a working data that will say that, okay, you've given A to B. C to D have not received. How do you know C to D have not even received? When you don't have anything that is going to give you, you don't even have a company. Forget, okay, maybe the government is not able to come up with that, which is a failure in the government aspect. But let's even say a company that is able to stand and say, okay, we have this system put in place that we are able to make sure we have every Nigerian, you know, in place. We in abroad have to find way to help our people in Nigeria by sending money to them. Yes, you sorry, a couple of comments are coming in. Hey, my cousin Mitos, welcome, darling. Let people know where you're watching from. SARS, SARS. You have SARS, you have malaria that is dealing with people in Nigeria. You even have Boko Haram. You now say people should sit home because of COVID-19. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Yeah, they should. But what are you doing in the spite of them sitting home? How are they going to cater for themselves? That's the question. So government of Nigeria needs to do they need to come to their senses. They need to do better than what they are doing currently. Because right now they are failing the Nigerians. They are failing and they've been failing it for decades to come. It's nothing new. God has a way of taking care of Nigerians, trust me. All they need to do is eat pepper soup and jollof rice. It kills everything. Don't kill me, rude boy. Hey darling, DJ, welcome. Let us know where you're watching. Let us know where you're watching us from. We have people from all over the world. We even have someone from China. Well, Wahun, what do you call that city now that everything started from? I don't know if you're still online. I think it's good to savor the moment. This moment has no historical reference. It is unique. There has never been a global lockdown of this sort in history. To be part of this experience is worth relation to some degree. You want to be part of a pandemic that is killing people. I understand people is like it's a one in a lifetime, but it's not one in a lifetime you said you want to be part of. So I won't even mind. I'll pass. We in abroad, okay, Motala said we in abroad have to find a way to help our people in Nigeria by sending money to them. But yes, we have to help our people in Nigeria. But guess what? The people in Nigeria, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are not even doing what they're supposed to do to help themselves. I like your comment, Catherine. God has a way of taking care of Nigerians. Trust me. Yes, you are right. God has a way of taking care of Nigerians. But guess what? If this COVID-19 doesn't take care of a lot of the politicians that are not doing Nigeria good, my dear, people, the citizens have to do what they are supposed to do. They have to do what they're supposed to do. Is fight against corruption. How much money as you, an individual who is in Canada or in abroad, is going to continue to send to Nigeria? How much are you going to continue to send it to Nigeria? The funny thing is, absolutely all African countries can undo COVID-19. Thank you, my sister. It's not all of them that can, but they have some that are actually doing better than some. I will think even Ghana itself, they are doing better than Nigeria. You know, the thing is, if doesn't matter the amount of money we in abroad send to Nigeria, Nigeria is still more rich than all these countries that we are going to say we are coming from. Nigeria has money. Nigeria is wealth. So you that you say you're sending money, do people ever send money to you? Do they send money to you? You know, we have to think about those things. So it's not even about us being able to send money. Yes, we do that. You do, because it's like an immediate assistance. But in the long run, for the future, the next generation, the generation to generation that are coming, because our generation, God will help us. The one that was before us, the one that was before us, our grandparents, what have they done? If we were going to continue to sit down and look, forget the next generation, forget. Some people in abroad are as broke as some people in, I'm telling you, some people in Nigeria. It's true now. Some people in abroad, they're working paycheck to, most people in abroad itself, they're working paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck to paycheck. You're in Nigeria, you can say you own your home. Ooh, sorry guys. I'm moving this camera too much. So when you don't have cameraman, that is problem. Sorry. I hope you can see me better now. Borden Day, welcome Borden Day. Please let us know, DJ, let us know where you're watching us from, and let's share the link to get more people in this conversation. And let us know how you're coping during this COVID-19 period, this lockdown. How are you coping mentally? And what do you think is the reason behind the COVID-19? Do you think it's a conspiracy? Do you think it has to do with spirituality? Do you think it's what do you call it? Is nature taking its course? What are your thoughts behind it? So like we're saying, Catherine said some people abroad are as broke as some people in Nigeria. 100%. Yeah? Most people in abroad are living paycheck to paycheck. In Africa, and I would say Nigeria, because that one I know more than anywhere else. If they say they own a home, they own a home. Most people in abroad that own a home, they say this is my house. They are busy paying mortgage. They have not owned that home. They are paying mortgage. Meaning they are still paying rent. Indirectly, they are still paying towards the ownership of that house. So the ones in Nigeria, so they are still in a better place when they own home than the ones in abroad. The only thing is if you're abroad and you want to get into real estate, you're buying and you're selling, yes, it's a bit more lucrative. Just hire me next time to be your cameraman. I would, but they say everybody have to stay in their house, Negro. So, and the children I have here, they don't have my time. Oh, man. They say everybody has to stay in their house, so, sorry, eh? And then, you that you're an essential worker, you have to go to work. Will they give you time off to come and do cameraman for me? But thanks for the gesture. Odunola, welcome darling. Let people know where you're watching us from, and how are you coping during this time? Are you home, or are you one of the essential workers that have to go out and work? How are you coping mentally? Are you able to keep up? Or you feel you're overwhelmed, you're uncertain about the future? How are you coping, or you're okay about the future, or right now you're cracking your head, paper and pen, and saying, God, give me that idea, multi-million-dollar idea. Which one are you doing? How are you doing it? Let us know, so that the rest of us can tap into some wisdom. We're not just here to crack jokes. We want to tap into wisdom. Because there's some things that we do not know that some people know. Maybe they're in Nigeria, maybe they're in Germany, in China. Please give us some wisdom, give us some points. Let us go and do homework, so that after COVID-19 we won't be one of those that where our businesses is going down, that we can't find stability financially. We're one of those that the business will be booming. We'll work for the companies that the businesses are booming, or we'll come up with our own ideas. Why are you using a pillow to cover almost half of yourself? It is part of social distancing. Yes, darling, it's part of social distancing. So that when you cough, it won't reach me here. Oh, man. Don't mind me, Please share some business ideas. Please share business ideas, though. I'm listening to. What is your take on the fact that global population has drastically reduced in the last few weeks since the global lockdown? I say nature needs a break. This is another sister of mine, my beautiful cousin. She says nature needs a break. Some people have mentioned earlier that it has to do with businesses, governments. It has to do with conspiracy. My sister has mentioned that it has to do with nature. So, what's our take on that? Do we believe nature needs a break? I definitely believe nature needs a break. So, either it's conspiracy, either it's spirituality. Anyhow, I also believe that nature needs a break. Everybody is on a fast pace. Everybody is running. We need a break. We need to relax. We need to chill. So who else agrees with her? With Mythos? Who else agrees with Mythos? I'm trying not to cover. I'm comfortable with the pillow. Don't mind me. That's why. I'm comfortable with the pillow. I need somewhere to put my hand. If I don't use pillow now, I'll be like this. Aranciola, I hope I pronounced your name right. Welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. I agree. Okay, so Catherine, you mentioned earlier that is conspiracy and has to do with businesses, and then you also agree with Mythos that is also nature. Bruce, welcome, Bruce. Welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Aranciola, let us know where you're watching us from. Yes, truly, like Mythos mentioned, and Catherine also agree. We also agrees that nature needs a break. Everybody is going up, down. We don't have time for ourselves again. In fact, the funny thing is, now we can say the world is a global village because of media, because of internet, phones, laptop, computers, and whatnot. But yet, we've lost the touch that actually when we have people in front of us, beside us, we don't even communicate with them. We don't talk to them. Ronde, welcome. Irene Solo, welcome. Adeyi, welcome. You guys, let us know where you're watching us from. Welcome to the chat. We're talking about the pandemic. We're talking about COVID-19. How are you coping? What do you think is the cause of it, the reason behind it, and how are you hoping to pass through this period? How are you coping? Laura, welcome. It's all connected. Yes, I agreed with Catherine. It's all connected. But then if it's all connected, or if we agree that it's all connected, then don't we somewhat believe that God is in control, or God pretty much has it all orchestrated, because it is all connected, right? So if it's all connected in one space, and then also how do I explain it? There are some people that will make it after COVID-19, and some people that will not make it after COVID-19. So the best thing for you and I to do is to do what? Try to expand our knowledge and ask God to give us wisdom to tap into the proper knowledge, into the right stream, so that after COVID-19, we are actually able to be one of those that are able to go up after this pandemic. Am I speaking or I'm not speaking? Can you hear me? Or I'm using too much hand because there's no pillow, and then the hand will be distracting. But I was mentioning something before. I lost the strain of thoughts. I was saying something. Okay, yes, I remember now. How now they're telling us social distancing. But the funny thing is, when they didn't mention social distancing, we were barely even socializing physically with people. We were barely socializing physically, or physical distancing. How do you want to give that one explanation? But we will be on our devices like this. We will be like this. Someone is there beside us, but we barely even communicate with them. So now that they're actually telling us not to communicate, to sit in your house and to stay on your phone, now we have a problem. Didn't you see that there's a problem? Hey. There's a problem, oh. People, Fatun said, people, it's time to ask God for guidance between you and him, and it will be guided. Conspiracy, spirituality, and mother nature all are connected. Yes, Catherine. Please use your pillow. I'm sure you are more comfortable. Thank you. I'm more comfortable. I might use tissue to use tissue. Sorry. And then go put ice. Yes. Clean it first, then put ice. Yes. I'm more comfortable because my hand is moving too much when I don't use pillow. But even I'm a bit hot though because I have a light on and the pillow is a bit hot, so let me just put it like this. Yes. So what's your take? What's you guys' take on that? Kojo, welcome. Dami, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. The conversation is becoming spicy and we'll be on since 6 o'clock or so. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to be rounding off and then we'll come back maybe on Friday. We'll come back again and chat up. So, but you guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Ade_babes. My business link also is Adeba Connector on Instagram. And also, I know I can add 2 more. I think I've reached my max on Facebook, on my personal Facebook page. But do follow me on my business at Adeba Connector. Follow me there. And then we'll definitely be coming back maybe in 2 days. We'll come back again and have a conversation. But like we were saying, how are you coping during this period? How are you coping? You know, we're trying to communicate with one another so that, you know, any wisdom that we can tap from anywhere, we're able to tap into it, so that after the COVID-19 we will be one of those few people that are still able to prosper after the pandemic. So if you have suggestions, advices, please start talking, like start texting it out. And then don't be shy to communicate with me later on. I know there's so many messages. I can only get to the ones that I can get to. Tell Sato to leave God out of this. Don't put this on God. Let the man breathe. It's safe to eat takeout delivery food during COVID. Are you telling us it is safe, or you're asking if it is safe, Negro? Moses, you say we should leave God out of it. But can we truly leave God out of it? Isn't it the one that created the world? How can we truly leave God out of it, Moses? Please explain yourself. Dare, welcome, Dare. Let us know where you're watching us from. And let us know how you're coping during this period. And are you one of the essential workers that have to go to work? Or are you like some of us or most of us who have to be in the house to keep safe and to keep others safe? Let us know. And like I was saying before, we do need a break because it's like we're confused. We don't know what we want. We don't know what we are doing. We are just going, following. And you know, human beings, we too like to follow people. We too they follow. It's hard for people to think outside of the box. We just want to do simple and be following people. You know, before COVID-19 now, before they say social distancing, when you are with people, when you go to party, you just be on your phone anyways. You don't even communicate. You don't do anything. So now that they say you should go sit in your house and continue to be on your phone, now we have a problem. I beg, you be all right. You will survive. But at the end of the day, my people, let's come back. Oh, when I say we are coming back, I need everybody to come on time. As we are not going to, are you going to work? Come on time now. Come on time. So that this conversation can be more juicy from the beginning. That's my sister, Titi. I have to multitask when you are home with kids. That's part of being a businesswoman. Of course, definitely. Hey, Jiro, welcome. My sister, you are late, so. You are late, but welcome, my beautiful sister. So, where are you watching us from? For those who do not know you, let us know where you're watching us from and how are you coping during this period. And then also, what do you think is behind the COVID-19? Is it a conspiracy? Is it politics? Is it business? Is it the nature taking its course? Is this spirituality? We've spoken about so many. Adrian, welcome Adrian. Where are you watching us from? So at the end of the day, everybody is in their own little bubble. Catherine, this is the time to find yourself and your purpose, to use it to bless others. This time is a time balancing period. Yes, I applaud, I agree with you 100%. This time, when you say it has nothing to do with God, really, what does not have to do with God? Everything in life has to do with God. Life, after death, before you are born, everything got to do with God. So we can't ever say that God has no part of it. God is different from spirituality, but we can't say God has no part of it. If you order a take away or buy one, please do clean the container or wash your hands pretty well afterwards. Takeaway containers can usually be a source of transfer for COVID-19. Thank you very much, Dr. Ubi. Thank you very much. Yes, it's very, very correct. Olufemi, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. And not only the takeaway food, like Dr. Ubi mentioned, but also they've also told us that our emails, we should be careful with our emails. Sorry, not emails, our mails that come into the mail, packages that come into the mail. We should be careful of that also. What else did they there were other things that was mentioned that we should be careful of when it comes into the mail or we're ordering from outside. We should be very, very careful. At the end of the day, make sure you're cleaning your surfaces, make sure you're washing your hands, sanitizing. When you're at home, don't sanitize. Just be sanitizing where, like, the cleaning, using natural cleaning supplies to clean surfaces and everything. Alcohol, or what do you call it, bleach and stuff. Don't use hand sanitizers in the house. Use soap and water, because they've heard that a lot of people that are using sanitizers and they're cooking sanitizer is very, very flammable. So if you know you're in the kitchen all the time, please don't even use sanitizer in the house. Just wash your hand with water and soap. It's so much safer. Please wash your hand with water and soap when you're at home. It's when you're going out that you now want to use sanitizer. Please, it's very, very we have to enlighten ourselves. Hi Kelly, welcome. You're a bit late, but you're not too late. Welcome. Mika, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Careful with currency. That's the thing, currencies. Be careful with money also. Be very, very careful with money. Make sure you're cleaning it properly. You can't over clean, that is money, but just make sure you're taking the necessary precautions when it comes to money, when it comes to what do you call it, packages from the mail, when it comes to takeouts. Make sure that you do all the proper sanitization that is needed. Oh, my cousin, we have another doctor in the house. My cousin Kemi, welcome. Let people know where you're watching from. We have people from Wuhan, China. We have from Dublin. We have from Germany, from Nigeria. We have from Canada. We have from the States. All over the world. Sanitizers is only useful when you have no water. Our brother Negro said sanitizer is only useful when you do not have water. So majority of the time you're supposed to do what? Wash your hand with water and soap. Those people who are scared of water, please don't be scared of water. We need water. Those people who are scared of soap, please don't be scared of soap. We need it. This is the best time to use water and soap. Sanitizer is only for, like they said, this when there's no water, and if you're going out to the public, you can now use the sanitizer. But when you're at home, don't use sanitizer. One of the reasons, because it's also flammable. So when you're in the kitchen, things can catch fire when you're using sanitizers at home. Please, doctors in the house, give us more sense. So let us be positive at this point and have at the back of our minds that we're greater than COVID-19. Let's share bravery and not fear. Together we will emerge victoriously. Oh, my sister Catherine, God bless you. God bless you. I'm sure you're a speaker, because the way you write is lovely. Watching from Quebec. All the way in Quebec, Canada, our French-speaking parts. So my sister Catherine, I'm not sure if we are friends on Facebook, but we need to be friends, because I love the way you speak. Maybe when after COVID-19, when we are done with a lockdown, because I do put some events together once, and it would be great to have a speaker in the house that can speak on certain topics. So kindly link up with me. And where did you say you are? Are you in Toronto, or you said you're in Ontario, London, Ontario? Avoid touching your face. Yes, that's another thing. Let's avoid touching our face, our eyes, our nose. People like us now, sometimes hair, we'll be touching. You know, most times, even if I go and I have to touch, I use like either my arm, you know, or I use the inside of my shirt or my sweater, my jacket to, you know, scratch or whatever that I have to do. Yes, definitely great to link up. Definitely. Please follow me on Instagram and send me a message. Ade Babes, Ade_babes on Instagram. I'm not sure if you covered the use of gloves yet. No, actually, you see, that's why we need our doctors and our nurses in the house. From Brampton, in our GTA now, no problem. We'll definitely link up, Catherine. Okay, like Kelly was mentioning, please, the use of gloves. Can you please enlighten us a little bit about the use of gloves, Kelly? Titi, great activities for the kids at home and outside. Okay, but where the weather is becoming a bit nicer now, but there's still limited things you can do outside for the kids. So what are some suggestions you have for the kids, especially, you know, we've talked about the young adults or the teenagers who are still isolated in their rooms. They don't even want to communicate with the family. How do you cope? And Kelly, the use of gloves, we know it's been going on in the news in regards to the mask, that you should really only be using the mask if you're feeling under the weather, and if you're truly under the weather, you shouldn't be going outside in the first place. So who are the people that are supposed to be using mask, and then what is the story behind using gloves? People using the gloves the wrong way. Oh, really? I know it's hard to show us a video, but if you can just give us a detailed explanation on how people are using it wrongly and how we're supposed to use it properly. Use of wearing face masks to cover your mouth. Yes. Courage Moses. You're going and you're coming. Stay with us. So playing in the backyard. Okay, yeah. So the kids can play in the backyard if one, you have a backyard, and two, if the grass is not up to here and it's not soaking wet with mud, yes, they can play in the background. But please don't take the kids to the park, don't take the kids to the park, because the parks are not sanitized, and then the park too, what do you call it, other people have played there before that, you know, are infected, and you know, this is kids, their immune system is not as strong. So let's not play with our kids' health. Let's keep them in the house. It's not time to go to the park and go to the movies. Well, thank God everything is now shut down. But you know, let's try and minimize where our kids go out and play. Let's take it in our living rooms. Let's be creative in our basements, in our backyards, those who have them. Let's be very creative. This is the time to create, and you never know, you might create something today, now tomorrow 1 million followers, YouTube will start paying you money. Hey, don't you know you made it like that? Creative and think of things, especially right now. They don't have a lot of videos for children to watch. You know, my kids, they will be watching video of other children playing. Yeah, you be like, shoo. And they're making money. These families are making money. Like example, Ryan and all this game stuff that they'll be playing, and they're playing, and they'll just record themselves playing, and people will be watching. So be creative with the kids also. They might be annoying, they might be upsetting, but this is the best time to do what? Tap into that resources and let's start making money. Kids have role play, board games, cooking time with the girl. Yes, darling. Yes. Always baking with my little mama. Kelly says, you see someone wearing gloves when pushing the shopping cart outside, then wear them to do the grocery shopping, pick up their phone, take their wallet to pay bills. Like, what's the use? You are putting the virus all over the place. Oh, that's a good point, you guys. Please, let's take that into consideration. The proper way is to change them to so many times. Better to use sanitizer 10 times than to be changing gloves all the time, or to just stick to one glove and you're just doing what you're not even supposed to be doing with the gloves. Thank you very much for that. TT says, Play pranks are no longer allowed. Most grocery stores in Quebec. Ooh, so much messages. I'm not able to read them all. Moses says you can't use one glove for a period of time. Use and dispose immediately. If you have one on for a period of time, you might be transferring the germs all over the place. Thank you so much for that comment, Mr. Moses. I say Moses, you are late. I think Moses was on before and then he left us and then he came back. Titi said play parks are no longer allowed. Most grocery stores in Quebec clean your cart before you enter, especially the handle of the cart. That's nice. In Quebec, Quebec, I believe it's the what do you call it? It's very high. The rate at which people are getting infected. So yeah, they're definitely taking the steps needed. The proper way is to change them so many times. Better to use sanitizers. I'm trying to read other comments because I'm missing some comments. Okay, my doctor cousin Kemi says she's from Oklahoma. The CDC is reconsidering the use of face masks because, as you know, you can have asymptomatic people with the virus spreading to others, especially high-risk individuals. Okay, so is it that they want them to start using the face mask or not? Those who are, what do you call it, asymptomatic, who have asthmatic, I believe that's what you're saying. If not, can you please explain? And please don't use doctor grammar for us. So use grammar for the layman, no? So we can understand your English. You can get fined for taking your kids. Of course, there's not that you can get fined for taking your kids to the park. You should get fined for taking, because you are putting that kid, you are putting that child's life in danger. Why should you be going to the park? They say they shouldn't go to school. Is it park that they should now start going to? They should sit in their house.
Because I can't hear anything.
Okay, stay in your room. I'm coming. I'm almost done. Close my door. Thank you very much. I leave my groceries at the door for 4 hours before bringing them in. Wow. That's interesting. So far as no one is going to take your food, though, why not? You can do that. Sorry. Asymptomatic means no symptoms. You see, I'm already thinking asymptomatic is someone who has asthma. Thank you for definition, for clearing it out. So no symptoms. Francis Energy, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Kemi, Dr. Kemi says some people do have COVID-19 and may not have any symptoms, but can still spread it to others. Yes, we mentioned that before, because some people believe that they are young and even if they get it, they'll be all right. It's not about being young and getting it and being okay. It's about you transferring to other people that will not be okay. It's about you transferring to people whose immune system is not strong, you know. So that's why the reason why they say stay home and you save lives, because you have it, you don't have it, to stay home so that you don't affect other people. You look good. Hey, Francis Energy, my future husband or future ex-husband. Thank you very much. And where are you watching us from so that the rest of us would know? And how are you coping during this COVID-19? Kelly says, Francis, you are here. He's following me. You follow me, but he came late. We are hungry in Africa. In fact, you came late because when we are really talking about Africa, that's where you should have, spoken up. Yes, we were talking about how Nigeria, especially, how are they going to cope when they say they should sit in a house and they're not able to give them anything. Not only give them anything financially to assist them, but even the basic amenities in the home for them to be able to sit at home and be somewhat okay, they don't have it. So now that you are in Nigeria, one of the few online that is in Nigeria, how do you cope? Are you one of those who are fortunate to have the basic amenities like water and light, or you're not? How are you coping? And what is the government, or what do you think, what is the government supposed to be doing? Dr. Ubi, it is being considered that the general population may have to get used to wearing face masks for some time. So even when the lockdown is lifted, face masks may have to be part of our lives for some period because of asymptomatic patients who carry the virus within the population. Yes, I agree. RB Chabi, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Like Dr. Kemi and Dr. Ubi mentioned, those who are not showing symptoms, you're still possibility you're carrying the virus. So you should still stay home. Don't say you're coming to go and visit anybody, or you're gallivanting up and down the place, or busy touching everywhere because you feel like you don't have symptoms and you're okay. You might have it and you do not know. So sit your bum in the house. Where are you going? Don't go and visit any. It's not time to go and visit anybody. Sit home. Go to grocery store. Go back home. Except you're an essential worker, which we have to applaud. We need to applaud our essential workers, because going out, especially not just going to regular places like grocery store, but being face to face with those who have it, it's not easy. It's not easy. So we just have to applaud them and say God should continue to protect them and let them not get infected. It's hard. No light, no water, no food. We really feel for you guys in Nigeria. We really feel for you guys. But what do you think us who are in diaspora can do to assist? Some people mentioned that yes, we do have to send money back home, but besides sending money, because at the end of the day, how much money can we even send? Us too, that we need money. How much money can we be sending to those in Nigeria? The government needs to do something, because most of these people and most of the not most in the country of Nigeria has more money than Canada itself. So it's not even us that should be sending money. It's people in Nigeria should be sending money to us. But because of the failure of government governing the country, it is what it is. So what are you guys doing in Nigeria? And what can we do in diaspora to assist those in Nigeria to be able to change the system? Like we mentioned earlier, the government said that they're going to be giving 30,000 naira to each individual. So what about an individual who is like a single parent that has 4 children at home? Is 30,000 naira going to be enough? And not only that, how are they even supposed to get that 30,000 naira when they don't have proper data to say how many people are even in the country? Always maintain 2 meters social distancing. Yes, everybody everywhere, maintain that distance. Please send us money. You guys, you've heard from Francis Energy. He needs money. Please drop your account so that whoever is generous in our conversation in the circle, maybe we'll be able to send you something. Drop your account. So government won't do anything. No, we know the government of Nigeria, they are disgrace and they are disappointing. Watching you from Lagos, Ikorodu. Welcome, Mr. 2G Praise. Okay, you two, you're also in Nigeria. How are you coping with the pandemic, with the lockdown? How are you coping? Are you one of the fortunate ones that have light, that have water, that have, that has the basic amenities, finances to provide food for your family? How are you coping? And what are the things that you feel the country of Nigeria, like the government, needs to do to be able to assist individuals to stay home in order not to continue to spread the COVID-19, or to enlighten them of how they should maintain being home or moving around during this time? In the next 10 minutes, we are definitely going to be ending our conversation, but I know now people are like just popping in at the moment. I really hope our government will release and optimize our health system after this. Is it, we know Dr. Kemi is in America, so are you talking about the government in America, or are you talking about Nigerian governments? Because at least the health system in Nigeria, in America is still workable, but yes, it still needs a lot of adjustments. But that one in Nigeria, I don't know. But Dr. Ubi, you that you're in Nigeria, how is the healthcare system in Nigeria? Isolating in Nigeria without power is a very hot weather, is a mimicry of hell. Wow. Francis Energy says 30K, not true. No data and money is the pocket of government officials. Dr. Kemi is saying, I'm in Nigerian first of all. So Clearly, she's talking about the Nigerian healthcare system. Okay, so Dr. Kemi, you're talking about the Nigerian healthcare system from a diasporan in abroad. What about Dr. Ubi that is in Nigeria? What are things that can be done in the healthcare system in Nigeria to either educate people, most likely to educate people on how to not spread the virus? I know Nigeria, the media is really going about it, trying to inform people. But it's not about just informing people to stay home, because now they are sitting home. What are they doing at home? How are they surviving at home? Ayodeji, welcome. Ayodeji, Khan Wakil, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. You're welcome to the Chit Chat, and I'm your host, Ade Ladende. So let us know how you're coping during this COVID-19. How are you dealing with it on a day-to-day basis? And Francis Energy, like I mentioned, drop your account number. Maybe someone can be gracious enough to send you a little change just to help you during this time. You never know where you meet people. Or if you don't want to put the account information out there in the public, you can send it to me privately, and then I can share it to whoever maybe wants to link up later on to send you some funds. That too is possible. Anthony, welcome, Anthony. Let us know where you're watching us from. I believe our Nigeria religious organizations have a lot of work to do. Okay, I agree, but please explain. Question: how will Canadian government help those of us abroad in the midst of coronavirus? Okay, let me understand your question, Mr. Francis. How would the Canadian government help the Canadians in Africa, in Nigeria, or help who exactly? Be a bit more precise. They are collecting tithes and offerings. This is the time to help the needy. Dr. Kemi, 100%. All the money they've been using to collect, offering tithes, offerings and tithes. This is the time to now start giving back to people. I applaud that very, very much. This is the time. All that money offering now is just sitting in the bank somewhere. What is it doing? It's not doing anybody any good. This is the time to give back. This is the time to show what churches are actually supposed to be for. Is to help the community. That is what the churches are supposed to be for. Is to help community. Nigerian. Catherine says Nigerian government can't provide food, but should at least proudly provide electricity to reduce the frustration. I agree. The least they can do is the basic amenities. At least when you provide electricity, people are able to sit home. The ones that have fan, they're able to turn on fan, because the heat alone is killing, like Dr. Ubi mentioned. It's deadly. The average Nigerian who has to also to feed daily regards the isolation as torture. Before they can listen, the government has to provide for them an alternative means to eat. I don't think Nigerians can cope. That's what we're talking about. Legbashel Shagun, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from. Dr. Ubi, you're right. Nigerians, so if they can't cope staying home during this COVID-19 period, how is the government supposed to, what is the government supposed to do in order to help its citizens not to spread the COVID-19? Dr. Kemi says the religious organization should also be responsible in enforcing social distancing. We are a highly religious people, and the religious leaders need to tell people to stay home. Yes, last Sunday we were still seeing some religious, churches, temples or whatnot, mosque, still holding. Like, how dare you? People can pray in their house. They can put a social media forum together. We know it's not everybody that maybe even has data, that has lights, but they can pray in their house. Tell them to pray in their house. The same God that's inside the church is the same God that will come and visit them at home. You put other people's life in danger because of tithes and offering, because of numbers of members in church, and now that they need to stay home, all the tithes and offering you've been collecting, what are you doing with it? Is it just sitting in the bank, or are you not actually giving to your members? Members, give them to members. Tell them to send accounts. Start giving them to members, so that you can help them, and they truly know that yes, this church is truly a church that is believing in the God's in the principles in the Bible. Prime Minister Moka, welcome. Wumilawa, welcome, ma. Please let us know where you're watching us from, and what's your take on this pandemic situation that is going on. How are you coping during this time? How are you coping? Are you one of those that are okay, that they're just, you know, coping the best way they can, or are you one of those that is overwhelmed and, you know, they're feeling hysterical, they don't know what to think of the whole idea? As of 2 weeks ago, there was still a church using 1 cup for mass. Hey, 1 cup for mass communion. Child, God help those people, and I'm sure a lot of those members, God, we're not praying for it, but I'm sure a couple of them would have caught something without even knowing it. But thank God, at least they have strong immune system. We just thank God. But at the end of the day, this is ridiculous. How are you using 1 cup for mass communion? God help people, sha. God help us all. Because God needs to help me also. So let me not just say God help people. God help us all. Because me too, I need help. I need help. So, you know, like we're saying, we've come to the end of our chit chats. Irene, oh, welcome, Irene. You're coming a bit late, but let people know where you're watching us from. So we'll give us another 2 days. We'll come back again, and this time you guys come on time now. Come early. Let's join the conversation early, so it's nice and juicy the way it is now. When we come early, then we're able to chit chat and change ideas. So next time we're going to be coming back. We want people to actually start talking about business ideas or employment ideas, apps, thinking of things that, you know, we can share with one another in order to be in a safe side, so that after COVID-19 we're able to still stand tall. You know, we won't fall into depression because of finances. We're able to shoot up with the economy that is going to come after COVID-19. You know, let's rub minds together. Catherine said churches should give back to their members. I'm sure there are some scriptures that will back my statement, not just the scriptures for tithes and offerings. Thank you very much, my sister. Welcome, Femi. It says very true. Lagos, everywhere, but especially that Nigeria, they know how to collect tithes and offering, and they will give you 101 scripture passages for it. But now, where are those scripture passages that we say we should give to the community? God is about humanity. That's what I believe God is all about. It's about humanity, helping being your brother's keeper, helping those around you. So now that you've collected tithes and offering and is sitting in a bank collecting dust, you have to now start doing what? Sending money to your members that you know. Don't send money to the ones that you know they are okay, that they financially they are okay. No, you send to those from the bottom that you know that they can't afford 1 meal a day, talk less of 3 full meals. Start giving it to those who have little children at home. Start giving it out. That's one of the best things you can do for your church, for your community, for God, for the love of God. Those are one of the things you can do. Start giving money out to church members that you know are in dire need. The same way you can be sending what did they call it? They were sending mass message for people to pay tithes and offering. It's the same way they can use code to send message to people, to send their account number, so that they're able to do what? Send money to them for their upkeep during this time. At least church members, they will know who is coming to their church, because the way they collect tithes and offering, don't you put your name and number and address on it? It's the same way you should use that name, number, and address to do what? Give back. And some people have never given tithes and offering, but they are part of your members, and you know they are church members. You should do what? Give them something, because they're not able to afford to give. But that's the point of church. It's a community thing. No one is like this. Everybody's hand is not equal. And everybody's fingers are not equal. So the ones that have, you do what? You help those that do not have. The ones that are doing well, you give the money back to those who are not able to do as well. Ada, welcome. Let us know where you're watching us from, Ada. And how are you coping during this COVID-19 era at the moment? How are you surviving? And do you have any thoughts on why there's this pandemic going on? But we've come towards the end of our chit chat, and we're definitely going to be coming back soon. So, like I mentioned before, I'm Ade Ladende, your host. Follow me on Instagram at Ade_babes. Send me a message if you want to do a direct, if you want to have a direct conversation with me. And also follow me on Facebook. I'm sure my Facebook is maxed up, but you can follow my business page, which is Adeba Connector on Facebook, and then also Adeba Connector on Instagram. Don't be shy. Feel free to send me a message anytime. We are home, so we can reply as much as we can. Don't come and kill me with messages. But thank you so much for those who are able to contribute to the conversation, for those who are able to share the links. God bless you guys. God bless you guys. At the end of the day, it's about us all. It's a community thing. It's about, you know, each and every one of us giving our little 2 cents on how to make this this period to be a little bit better for ourselves, and not just to let each other know about, you know, the precautions, but also how we can also survive after this pandemic. So let's keep the conversation going. Still share the link. It's still going to be on. Still share it. And when our next session is going to be coming on, I'm going to be sending what do you call it, a graphic. I'm going to be sending it out. So you guys get ready, tap in, come on time, so that we can all have conversations together. And even from this conversation, those who don't know each other before, start to follow one another. Start following one another, because you never know who you're going to meet. You can never know. You know, that's the whole point of all this. The world is a global village, and now that it's on standstill, let's still rub minds, even if it's over the social medias. Let's rub minds. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you guys soon.